felt it. He felt in his spirit something. That's why he didn't go back in that room.
He felt it. He knew it in his knower. The man instinct rose up on him. He didn't know what it was.
Exactly. He didn't know what it was.
But something told that man that it's not right. It's not right in that room. Run from that room.
Welcome back, YouTube fam. We are back with another episode of Ready to Love, Season 3, Episode 5. The tea is getting good, and the tea is definitely getting good. Once again, I'm Blythe.
And I'm Bryan, and if you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get post notifications so you know whenever we drop a new video. Give us a like, alright? That'll help YouTube know you're enjoying our content. They'll push it out to more people. The more people they push it out to, the more people will comment on our videos. So hop in the comments. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Like she said, the tea is getting good. There's a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. So hop in the comments so we can talk to you guys about it as well. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get into it.
Alright, so we open up the show where we have a few of the singles sitting on the couch talking. And so we have Kyle, we have Wynter, Joy, Shay, Alicia, and Anthony. And Alicia lets them know about the situation that happened between her and Bryan when, you know, he didn't return to her room and he went to Alex's room. And then Joy talked about when Simone approached her and Jay saying that Wynter had come, you know, went into her room, you know, whatever. Just a lot of messy going on. So what we have next is Wynter was like, well, I think we need to talk to Simone. So together, Wynter and Joy, they went and talked to Simone about the message they heard, what was relayed, you know, what they heard was said.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's good that they sat down with her and had that conversation. You know, they confronted her about it. They let her know how they really felt. And yeah. I thought it was good on Simone's part that she, you know, instead of trying to like get defensive and you know, getting all offended about it,
right.
Like she owned up to it. She said, you know, look, I'm gonna be honest, it was a bad moment for me, you know, maybe a little bit of jealousy, you know, and she, you know, hey, what can I do to make it right? Like, that's on me, that was my bad. And, you know, and they were able to kind of, all right, cool, she kept it 100, and they were able to iron things out and have a kumbaya moment. So I thought that was really mature. I thought that was actually really good. I know we always get caught up on like all the messiness and we want to see people throw drinks in people's faces and stuff. So for me, it's refreshing to see adults like handle situations as adults and like own up to you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they definitely had a sister kumbaya moment. I mean, but it's also too, I think it kind of a little bit of wrecked the relationship a little bit because, you know, Wynter, I feel like they were receptive, like, okay, you know, she was up front, she let them know. I had a little insecure moment. I'm used to kind of being the girl that the guys are looking at, and it's a lot different now. You know, they got a lot more different, you know, women to look at, and then she's seeing herself differently as she's trying to find love. But at the same time, Wynter and Joy, especially Wynter, is kind of like, I don't know about you. I'm seeing you in a little different light now because, you know, Wynter, she definitely, you know, I think they said they were building a relationship and, you know, she really looked at her and thought they were, you know, starting a friendship. And so she was like, you kind of saying that, it's like you kind of making me, you know, look a certain type of way. And I didn't expect that from you. So, you know, it's kind of making her look like, I'm going to have to watch you a little bit.
Yeah, make no mistake. You know, forgive, but never forget. Like, we not about to be cool like that no more. I see who you are. I understand you have flaws and all that, but yeah, I see where you can go. So I'm gonna keep you at a certain distance, but I forgive you for sure.
Right, and you know, so definitely Joy and Wynter, they know that now as far as going forward with Simone. So we'll see how that relationship is going to continue. Simone, I think it was a good realization for her to maybe realize, maybe I shouldn't have went that way. That wasn't the best move to make, you know, as far as how she handled that.
Yeah, that was just a bad look all around. And Wynter said it. She was like, I just think she kind of had a bad moment, and it was just something that she didn't really think all the way through. And that's exactly what it was. Like, I don't there was nothing to gain from doing that. So I don't think she thought that one all the way through at all. So
right. Well, next we have Kyle. He goes and talks to Bryan. And he's like, Bryan, I heard about what happened to Alicia the other night where you told her you were going to come back to the room. You didn't come back to the room. What happened? He was like, what happened, man?
Yeah, man, that's that courtesy, you know what I'm saying? G-check, you know, from man to man. Hey, bro, like, you done messed up. Because I think Kyle was talking to another group of people, I guess.
Earlier, right.
Yeah, and Alicia was talking about what happened. And so, you know, it's one thing to, you know, ghost a chick or whatever, you know, and it's just between you and her, like, right. Nobody else knows. But in this scenario, she's going and telling everybody, so it's making you look real bad.
Yeah. He said he didn't ghost her. He said he zombied her.
He said he zombied her. So this is a new term
right.
that I have not been privy to. I don't know if this is a, you know, popular slang term out there these days. I've heard of ghosting. Haven't heard of zombie. But apparently it's when you essentially ghost someone, but they're still, you know, the possibility of something, you know, going forward. So it's not dead.
Okay.
It's not just completely gone.
Yeah.
It's undead. Right. It's undead, like a zombie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bryan, he admitted that he was wrong. He did admit. He said, I did handle that wrong. He did say that. So I was like, okay, he's man enough to admit that. And now he admitted something about himself. He said, you know, I do kind of have a problem with rejecting or letting people down, you know, certain kind of way. He said he's not a blunt person, you know.
And that's understandable.
Yeah.
It really is. Again, you know, I understood where he was coming from. Like I'm kind of the same way. Like I wouldn't want to just tell somebody, no, I don't feel like hanging out with you right now. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like that it's hard to do. So I just feel like, but you do have to be able to do a better job of finessing the situation.
Like you said,
is all I said.
That
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you just, hey, I'm not really up for it. Or even if you said that in the moment and you decide, all right, I'm really not trying to go back. At least go back to the door, knock, and say, hey, you know, it's late. I got in that shower. That water was feeling like, man, I'm about to hit the bed. Like I'm tired. We might have to reschedule or something like that. I don't know. But
basically, you're communicating though, and
you're communicating.
Right, not leaving them hanging.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. So, you know, Kyle was like, yeah, man, you're gonna have to clean that up. You're gonna have to get that together and straighten it up. So then we see, you know, Shay was talking to Alex and letting her know. Then Alicia comes in. She's like, oh, what are we talking about? And, you know, she's like, yeah, maybe y'all need to talk about the situation. So then Alicia does sit down with Alex and, you know, girl to girl, she does tell her what happened, that, you know, they were, you know, out and, you know, had their little night. He said he's going to come back and they were going to watch a movie. He didn't come back. We saw him come to your room.
That was mad awkward, by the way. That was like mad awkward.
Like, Alex was like, goodness. I mean, she wasn't mad at Bryan, but she didn't like it. Because she did say, she was like, okay, that's not cool. That is looking a little dishonest. You know, I don't want to, you know, receive that same treatment from him as well. Because she's liking him too. I mean, what you think?
That's true. I mean, you know, if I guess I could see that. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he ghosted her, but it's not like he could have done worse. Like he could have
yeah, that's true.
Netflixed and really Netflixed and chilled, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And then ghosted her. Now that's one thing that if I'm Alex
and still been talking
right.
about. Yeah.
Now if I'm Alex, that would really bother me.
Exactly.
But the fact that he wasn't really feeling you, he left your place and came to mine. I mean, if I'm Alex, it's like, maybe he just wasn't feeling you, and he probably didn't handle it the right way, but I'd be concerned about a guy who would smash and then not come back and ghost you, and then go to your Alex's place. Like, that would, I don't know, that's just me.
So then we have, you know, Alicia's just like, well, you know, let him know that I want to talk to you. She's like, yeah, y'all need to talk. So then Alex goes get Bryan. She's like, Bryan, Alicia wants to talk to you. So then, finally, Alicia confronts Bryan.
After telling everybody else.
Right. Everybody else. You gotta let everybody else know. And then finally she confronts Bryan. And, basically she was just like, you know, I didn't appreciate what you did that night. It really had me feeling some kind of way. You know, I don't understand why you did that. So.
And that part of it is fine. Yeah. I mean, there's you know, there's no reason for her not to have felt some type of way about what he did. He did handle it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with her confronting him about it.
And you know, he admitted it, right? I mean, he said, you know, I'm sorry about that. I didn't handle it the right kind of way. And he was just, finally he was upfront.
Right.
And he was just like, you know, basically, I wasn't ready for all that. He's like, I wasn't trying to make that statement just yet. I wasn't trying to go there, whatever it could have been. He just wasn't trying to have that look just then, you know. And I'm glad he finally said it. He finally spoke. And that's what I felt too. I didn't feel like it was like, oh, he didn't like her, or he didn't want her, or the attraction, but you know, maybe he kind of felt what was going on there and he wasn't ready to, you know, quite go there.
He's not an idiot. We're all adults. We know what Netflix and chill is. Ain't nobody coming, two adults gonna sit up and just chill and watch a movie and ain't nothing gonna happen. He knew exactly where you were going with that, Alicia. So yeah, like there's nothing wrong with his explanation, his apology. Again, didn't handle it the right way, but he really was like, obviously he's feeling Alex.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So if he stays and Netflix and chills with you, y'all live in a community environment. It's gonna get out, it's gonna get around, and then Alex is gonna hear it. Now he's ruined his chance with Alex because he wanted to Netflix and chill with you, who he's not even really feeling like.
He had to be careful how he played those cards. Now Alicia, to me, she was doing too much. She was like, oh, I cleaned up my room and I was trying to get ready for you. Okay. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know why you invited anybody back to the room, and then you had to go clean up and all this.
And this is where Alicia lost me. All right, because I was rocking with Alicia. A lot of people was really dogging out Alicia in previous episodes. Yeah. I was like, she cool. I'm not tripping. You know what I mean? Like she wanted dude to step up and help out with the kid. I'm not tripping off any of that.
I think she was. Yeah.
I wasn't really tripping off Alicia. Tonight she lost me. Because once he explains, all right, this is why I did not come back to your room. I did not handle it right, but this is my reasoning. And he had a legitimate, completely legitimate reason.
Right.
Instead of, okay, I feel you, you handled it wrong. I understand where you coming from though. Like, all right, move forward. No, like she's completely like, no, that's some BS. That's some fugazi. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, she went off.
She went smooth off. And, why you ain't just tell me? Question. Had he been straight up front with you, right? Because she said she cleaned up her room for him to come over. She did not. The room was not clean whatsoever.
She's saying after. She's saying she was waiting for him to come back. So she's saying after he left, she was trying to clean up for him to come back. Because we know it wasn't clean beforehand.
I'm about to say, because
she's saying after she was waiting on him.
Okay, you made these plans because obviously you knew this is where you was trying to have the night end in the first place. Okay, so if he had come in and said, I do not want to watch a movie with you, I'm going back to my room, would your feelings have not been hurt? She talks about how her feelings were hurt by what he did. Understandable. Okay, so if you said no, would your feelings not have been hurt? Would we had a wonderful date. We had a great evening. Right. I put myself out there. Hey, do you want to come hang out? You told me no. Your feelings would not be hurt at all in that situation?
I'm not sure about Alicia. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, I don't know about her. Because, see, at the same time, if he had said that, she might have still went off on him. I mean, every woman is different. But, there is a way to say things to let someone know you're, not right now. Not trying to, not right now. Not necessarily no, but not right now. I don't know.
I really think that even if he had worded it
with her, it might not have.
I still think she would have been mad and feeling some type of way. The only way that she would not have been mad at that evening is if he came back and put it down. You know what I mean? So it's like he didn't want to do that. But because he didn't do what you wanted to do, now you're mad. So, she lost me with that because that's just, that's not cool. He gave a legitimate explanation.
Right. She couldn't even accept that.
A lot of dudes would just go ahead and handle that and keep it moving, quite frankly. And he didn't do that. So he didn't handle it perfectly, but like he said, like he was noble. He was trying to be noble. Like, you know, he didn't come from a bad place. So
no, he didn't. No, he didn't. All right. So next, we have Jay and Joy. They talk and they just kind of talk about, you know, that interaction, that situation with Simone. I mean, basically, they just, you know, they talked about how, you know, that was awkward and it was weird to, you know, have her come, you know, talking to them like that, and you know, Jay wasn't here for it, Joy wasn't here for it, basically.
No.
And I mean, what you think? I mean, basically,
I mean, you know, I'm sure it probably raised a little bit of a red flag for Joy, you know, just to kind of let me watch out for it.
And Jay too, right?
Yeah, but at the same, I mean, you know, ultimately she understands that, look, this is the environment we're in. There's multiple people who are going to try
Joy.
to get to.
Yeah, Joy wasn't bothered and frazzled like that.
No. And so, yeah, I mean, she handled it well. She seems to handle everything well. You know what I mean? She doesn't let anything frazzle her. She doesn't let anything see her sweat. And that's probably why so many dudes are kind of, you know, feeling her, because that's attractive to a man. Like, you know what I mean? When you easily frazzled and you getting all hyped up and, you know, like, I don't know. It's just an attractive quality. So, yeah, she handled it well.
Yeah, they were both fools. They were, you know, they were good or whatever at that point. And then, let's see. Now, Jay also went and talked to Wynter. And so, you know, they talked about it too. You know, once again, Jay let us know, like, he really wasn't here for that drama. So he's looking at someone kind of like, I don't know. And then Wynter, she was like, yeah, just definitely wasn't feeling it. I mean, they just weren't feeling that, you know, situation at all. And then they just, once again, I'm just really seeing, I don't know, I'm seeing a lot. He has a connection with Joy, but I'm seeing a lot of connection with Wynter though. They really just connect a lot. Just a lot of things, just really vibing, just loving each other's energy. I feel like they really are.
Yeah, I think he has a connection with both of them. I don't know. I think he's...
But it's growing with Wynter for sure.
It is. It's growing. You know, she shot down, you know, the speculation that they had gone in there and did something when they went in the room.
He liked that.
And talked to, you know, she said that they were only in there for a couple minutes. They just talked it out or whatever. Whether or not you believe that, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not saying they did, not saying they didn't.
No.
But, hopefully not. I mean, it's too early for all that. But, yeah, they got a connection. I think he's still feeling Joy more, though, at this point.
Really? You think he's feeling Joy more? Really? Why?
Well, for one, he said Joy when they asked who they're feeling at the end in Tommy's Tavern.
Okay, well, I'm not sure. I feel like he's feeling both of them. So, we'll see. I mean, I see a connection with both of them, but we'll see. So, basically, we do have a one-on-one date with Calfani and Adriana. And they're kind of playing a little checkers game. And just flirting back and forth. You know, having a good little, I don't know, good little date, good little outing. You know, she said, so let's see, she was, well, basically she said it's two different things between Calfani and Rashid. She said like Calfani's kind of giving her kind of that schoolgirl, high school girl, giggly, excited feeling. She said Rashid is more like, I guess, what she's used to, what she's comfortable with, the guy she normally goes after. So, I don't know. It's not really any comparisons. I guess they're just her two. I don't know. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, she spelled it out right there. I think, you know, like she said, Rashid is what she's used to, what she's comfortable with. So you kind of, you know, it's like the safe, you know, the safe stock, you know. If you, Calfani is kind of like that volatile startup, new startup that could, you know, be even better than anything she's ever tried or whatever. So it's kind of like, you know, do I go for the safe, you know, I know what I'm going to get, or do I go for something that could potentially be, you know, even better, a little different from what I'm used to, but could potentially be better.
Right. Well, so the guys meet in Tommy's Tavern, and so they chop it up and talk about the females, because they know they got to eliminate two of the females. So, Tommy's going around, he's asking the guys about their top, he asked them about their top ones and their bottom ones. Now, one thing that comes up again, when he gets to Rashid, because his bottom one was Denise, right? And it was about the whole narcissism comment or whatever. And then Tommy's like, here we go with the light skin, the frat, the colorism. I mean, Tommy was like, he was over it. I agree with Tommy though. I did agree with him. What you?
Yeah, I mean, it like I said, it's definitely an issue within the African American community.
It is.
And I'm not light skinned, so I guess I haven't really experienced it. But I'm sure that it does get old. If having people say, "Oh, you light skinned. Oh, you acting light skinned. Oh, you got light skin problems or whatever." Like, yeah, I'm sure it does get old, and we shouldn't do that to each other. So.
Right, and that's what Tommy was saying. He was like, we need to address it in our community, and it's like, but we need to put a stop to it.
Sure.
We need to stop all that drama. And he's right. I mean, again, with Denise, she did explain. She just had some issues in the past with someone, and so I guess he has those traits.
It's just like some things you just shouldn't say out loud, though. Like that's what it really comes down to. It's cool if that's, what I mean? Like if you see something and it triggers you and, that's something that you experience, okay, cool, I'm gonna go over this way. Like you don't have to project it to everybody else, because then it's gonna be, interpreted wrong. It's gonna be interpreted in a certain way. Well, it just is what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, right? So, in the end, the guys conclude that, the bottom three was Shay, Denise, and Alicia, right? Yeah, so those were the bottom three. So, everyone sits down with everyone. And basically, we have, who was it? Oh, yeah, Edwin, the chef. Oh, the two chefs. Edwin, he's a chef, and then Shay, they sit down and talk. I was glad we finally got to this, because basically
she had no purpose on the show. Again, unless like they hired her as just a designated, pot stirrer or whatever. Yeah. Outside of that, she had she finally talked to who was it that she actually was it Rashid? Yeah. She actually finally talked to somebody one-on-one. But that was it. So
there was no connection. It was just
none
ridiculous
whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so everybody kind of felt the homie vibe from her. She never really seemed like she was taking this seriously. No. I think she wanted to promote her brand and get on TV again. Yeah. And she was not bothered by getting sent home. So
not at all. So yeah, Shay went home. Okay.
Right.
So next we have
Alicia and Denise.
Right. And so Kalfani meets with Denise.
That's when I was like, you can't have Kalfani send Denise home, can you? Like, they wouldn't do that.
That was an interesting meetup.
Yeah.
I definitely, but it was a good meetup. Because you know what? Kalfani, he was the right person.
It was.
He was the right person to probably, meet, because Denise. I mean, hey.
That's true. I think she would have spazzed on anybody else.
It would. Yep, that's exactly right. He was able to soften it and talk to her. But anyways, that was a good talk. He let her know, come on now, can't be talking to like that. She, she revealed to him as far as her truth and what's going on, and basically Denise got to stay. She got to stay.
I think she caught the vibe.
That's right.
Like she caught that I need to open up to more people than just Kalfani. And that's what I said last week. Like, I mean, she didn't help herself with the colorism comment. But aside from that, she has not made an effort to connect with anybody else except for Kalfani. So, if he's feeling you, that's great. But nobody else is. So when it comes to
Anthony said he is.
But you ain't really gave him no attention. So he's not. They had a little
date. It was a little group date.
When?
The other week they had a little group date. But you're right. More attention's on Kalfani.
Her attention has been Kalfani.
Yeah, most of it. Yeah.
So,
but she's learning, like you said, she's learning. She picked up them tips.
I think she picked up on it. Okay, I can't put all my eggs in one basket. I need to, get to know some other people and open myself up to potentially talking to somebody else. Because quite frankly, Adriana is trying to move in on Calfani, so you might not want to put all your eggs in that basket. You just don't know.
Yeah. Well, she was happy. She got to stay. So she was elated. She got to stay. So next we have Kyle, who sits down with Alicia. And so they basically sit down and talk. Basically Kyle just lets Alicia know, after everything that's been going on, and then the different guys, that she was going home. So she gets sent home. I mean, I don't know. Before he even said it, she was just kind of like, I'm only connecting with Bryan anyway.
Yeah, I got the homie vibes from the rest of it all. I was only really feeling Bryan anyway.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
Bye, Alicia. Bye. Because, I just don't understand. I'm glad that she has self-confidence. She's one of the more full-bodied women on the show.
And she's pretty.
But she's pretty, so rightfully so.
Right.
Rightfully so for her to have confidence, but I think she has a little overinflated sense of confidence.
The way she was talking to him.
You gotta have the ability to self-assess as well and look at your competition, look at your surroundings, because I feel like she just felt like she was, the baddest one out there. She went after Bryan. She was like, I'm gonna get whichever one I choose. And it just didn't work out that way.
Right. I mean, you definitely want to have confidence, but you're right. You gotta open your mind more to everything. And Kyle said that too. He said maybe, be more open-minded to different things or whatever. Because he said
she was just shutting dudes down.
Yeah, because he said he was attracted to her. And she just straight out the gate was like, you're not my type, and just shut him down. He was like, okay,
Right. So if you shut another dudes down, you only lock in on one dude. That's cool if that works out, and he just wants you. But if not, bro, you're getting sent home.
You gotta do right. I mean, she's played it a little crazy the whole time, though. I think we've stated that already. I mean, she leaves out with her tagline talking about, I know I got body and real hair up in my head.
Okay.
Right. At that point, it's like, bye, Alicia. Bye, girl. Like, what that got to do with what we doing up here? What?
It's 2020. You can go on Instagram at any given time. There are hundreds and thousands of women who are attractive, who have various different features.
Got body, hair, whatever.
We can find that.
Ain't nobody.
We can find that. We need something deeper than that. That's the whole point.
There you go. Hello. So yeah, that was obvious. It was time for her to go. Yeah, it was time for her to exit. And then let's really get to the tea. It turns out, apparently, she's on her social media with her bump. She's pregnant. She's about to have a baby. So then it's like, hold up. You was pregnant on the show?
So there was a tweet from, I don't know who it was from, but they were saying, it was awkward watching Kyle eliminate Alicia, being that she was pregnant or something to that end. And then Kyle came in and responded to it and said a whole 5 months pregnant. So it's wait a minute. Now we got 4 kids, right? So if it was 1 month, maybe you didn't know. If it was 2 months, possibly, unlikely, but possibly. 5 months, you knew you was pregnant when you was on that show. So that's a whole nother.
I mean, basically, the thing is, number one, we have a cast member who's gonna come in. He's basically confirming. He's saying 5 months. She's put out the Instagram post showing her bump, showing from her baby shower. I mean, it is what it is. Put the clues together. I mean, first and foremost, she's the one out here are you going to be taking care of the kids? Are you, interested in,
I had her back.
She put it out there.
I had her back. The previous weeks when she was talking to David, you know what I mean? Talking about, are you going to take care of my kids? I said, you know what? Hey, he should step up. You know, he should help out. I take all of that back. I take all of it back. We need to contact David. Maybe we need to bring him back. He got done wrong. Because now...
No, David's good now.
In light of this situation, he probably is. In light of this situation, I'm looking at all of your moves with a different set of side eyes. You know, now it looks totally like you had a plan in asking the questions that she was asking.
Exactly.
Now it looks like it was purposeful in what you're doing.
Exactly. Number 2, all them snacks and munchies in the room. I've been pregnant. I know those cravings. You munching? Yeah, I mean, she had a lot on deck. She had a lot
of snacks at the ready. They wasn't in no cabinet. They wasn't in no mini fridge. The snacks was right there at the ready within arm's reach. At any given time, she could get the snack.
Woo!
So.
And I mean, you know, you want this man to come back to the room, Netflix and chill. Yeah.
Bruh, that looks like you was trying to trap that man.
And that's why I'm like, Bryan, you alright, Bryan. Bryan knew. He felt it. He felt in his spirit something. That's why he didn't go back in that room.
He felt it. He knew it in his knower. The man instinct rose up on him. He didn't know what it was.
Exactly. He didn't know what it was.
But something told that man that it's not right. It's not right in that room. Run from that room.
Something was brewing in that room.
Something was brewing in that room. So... Thank goodness he didn't fall for that trap. That looked like that was a trap.
Exactly. That's exactly how it looked. Exactly. So, woo.
Like, you 5 months pregnant. Why are you on the show?
Exactly.
Where is the father of your unborn child?
That just raises so many questions. I mean, she took the spot from somebody else who could have been on the show, who was really, you know, ready to find love, really trying to find love. Because it's like, was you trying to find love or a father?
A father.
That, you know?
Because if you're on the show and you're 5 months pregnant, that means that things are not going well with the father of your child. So you're saying, okay, he doesn't look like he's about to be around for this baby. Let me go find someone else who will.
See, so it looked like you're trying to find a father for your kids, right?
Bruh, that looks so scandalous, man.
It do. It do. So yeah, the tea was definitely brewing this whole episode. It was brewing the whole episode.
I was already floored by everything that happened in the episode, but then, you know, we do a little research here on the BNB family. We did a little post show research. We found out that information, and it was just like, that sheds light on all her moves. Did the way she been moving the whole show?
Yep.
It shed light on everything.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
That's a bad look. I'm glad she got sent home.
Yeah. Bye, Alicia.
Bye.
Well, anyways, that wraps up our review of episode 5. Stay tuned. You know we'll be back next week with episode 6.
Absolutely. And to make sure that you don't miss out on it,
right.
If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, hit that bell so that you get post notifications so you know when we do drop our review for the next episode. We also do other shows, so if you watch any of the other reality shows that we cover, be sure to check those out. Okay, smash that like button. All right, and hop in the comments. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Let us know who you thought about Alicia getting sent home. Let us know if you thought it was right for her to get sent home. It was right for her to get sent home. All right, let us know. I think the women are back in control next week, so
the men,
somebody's
women,
gonna,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, one of the men is gonna get sent home. Two of the men is gonna get sent home. Let us know what two you think is gonna get sent home. I can't really, I'd have to think about it. I'm not sure who I think yet, but let us know in the comments who you think. We'll probably put out our predictions later.
All right.
And that's pretty much it.
All right. See y'all next week.